welcome back to my channel. One of my favorite videos to watch is where people personally rank the GoodReads Choice Award nominees in their favorite genre. For those of you that don't know, GoodReads is this nifty site where you can log all the books that you read, you can leave reviews, you can follow your friends so you can see what they're reading, and you can also set a yearly reading goal. So every year, GoodReads, they put on what's called their Choice Awards. And so for each genre, they then put forward the 20 most popular books from that year, and then you're able to go online and you can vote for your favorite, thus bringing forth the best book in that genre for the year. So when the 2024 GoodReads Choice Award nominees dropped, I knew I wanted to do a video where I ranked all the romance books. But then I looked at the list and I had only read 3 of them. And most of the books were part of series. So I know I'm a little bit late to the game here, but I figured a fun way to shake this up would be to make it a little bit of a reading vlog. I originally wanted this to be one video, but it was going to be almost an hour long. So instead, what we're going to do is I'm going to break this up into 4 parts, and I'm going to be posting these every Sunday for the next 4 weeks. So let's jump into part 1. I definitely could have made this video easier for myself by just reading the books that are on the nominee list, but I hate reading series out of order. I feel like you miss out on the specialness of the cameos and the inside jokes, and it's just not as good as when you just read the full series in order. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but in my 2024 wrap-up video, you'll see about the middle to end of November is when I started reading the backlog of this video. And now I'm officially caught up. Out of the 20 books, I'd only originally read 3, which were Funny Story, The Paradise Problem, and This Summer Will Be Different. Out of those 3, I would put Paradise Problem in the #1 spot, and this one we're following Anna Green. She is down on her luck. She's a starving artist and is barely getting the bills paid, and she has no idea what she's gonna do when her ex-husband shows up ready to make a deal. And he isn't her ex-husband. The man that she married to be eligible for family housing at UCLA is still her husband, is uber rich, and he needs her help. This book was so funny. I genuinely laughed out loud so many times. This was the second book that I'd ever read by Christina Lauren, and I definitely want to read more stuff by her. Not only was this hilarious and easy to follow, the imagery was so beautiful. It made my introverted, scared of flying self want to go on a beautiful beach vacation. In the #2 spot, I'd put Funny Story. In this one, we're following Daphne. She thought she had everything figured out. She landed her dream job. She's engaged to this amazing, sweet, responsible, dependable man. She packed up her entire life to follow him back to his hometown, and everything's going great until the night of his bachelor party when he comes home and tells her that he realized he's actually in love with his childhood best friend, Petra, and he breaks up with Daphne. So now Daphne has to figure out what she's gonna do. She's alone in Waning Bay, Michigan, where she knows no one, but she does have her dream job as a children's librarian, and she needs to find somewhere to stay. She ends up with Miles, who is Petra's ex-boyfriend who also got dumped the night of the bachelor party. This is 100% my favorite Emily Henry book. I thought Miles and Daphne's banter was so funny, and I just loved to watch them interact. I also really appreciate how the book talks about how it's okay to walk different paths, and it's okay to completely start over, and your family dynamics don't really define who you are as a person. So I really liked this one. In third place, I'd put This Summer Will Be Different. I really wanted to like this one. I loved the premise of this book. So we have Lucy and Bridget, they're best friends, and they live in Toronto. And once a year, they go to Bridget's hometown in Prince Edward Island, or PEI, to escape the city. But what Bridget doesn't know is the very first time that they made this trip, Lucy accidentally hooked up with Bridget's brother, Felix, without them realizing who the other person was. And so throughout the book, you get flashbacks of previous years when they made the trip back home, and you kind of see how Lucy and Felix are kind of always drawn to each other. And then you're also getting snippets of the present where it is a week before Bridget's wedding, and she has randomly fled Toronto, went back to PEI, and phoned Lucy begging her to come out to meet her there immediately. I really wanted to like this one, but I just found it so annoying. This could be categorized as a little bit of a spoiler, so I'm gonna do a little spoiler warning here, so feel free to skip forward a couple seconds if you haven't read this one yet. I found it so annoying that Bridget wouldn't just talk to Lucy and tell her what was going on. Instead, she kept drawing out this trip, just expecting that Lucy would continue to put her life on hold for her. If I was Lucy, I would have lost my mind. So I found that really annoying. I did, however, really like the ending of this one. I appreciate that Lucy and Felix, they didn't get together right away. I liked that she took some time for herself to figure out what she wanted and who she was and who she wanted, instead of a lot of romance books where they say they love each other and then they immediately get together and they immediately move in together and they immediately get married and everything is amazing. It felt more realistic this way, which I did like that. And then I also felt like the reveal for why Lucy and Felix couldn't give in to their feelings, it kind of made sense. Whereas in a lot of books, it doesn't. So this one, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. So out of the three, I'm going to put it at the bottom. So now, as this series goes on, I want to keep adding to this list. So let's jump into the vlog portion. I'm about halfway through listening to Daydream by Hannah Grace. This hasn't been my favorite series, but I'm actually enjoying this one a lot. I started it when I was driving home after seeing some family that lives about 2.5 hours away, and that drive has never flown by as fast as it did listening to this one. So far, it's been really funny, really cutesy. Also, we love a main character who also loves books. So yeah, so far I'm liking this one a lot better than the first two, so we'll just keep listening and see how it goes. Alrighty, so I have finished Daydream by Hannah Grace, and I'm actually really surprised at how much I liked that one. I'm not usually a big fan of college romances. I tend to find them a little bit cringy, but I just loved Hallie and Henry. I do feel like there's a little bit too many side characters, and some of them have kind of similar names, so I was having a little bit of a hard time keeping track of who was who. Part of that might have been because I was listening to it. I was listening on Audible instead of physically reading the book. So if I was physically reading it, maybe that wouldn't have been as much of an issue. But overall, I really liked this one. I'm thinking I'm going to put this one below The Paradise Problem, but above Funny Story. Alrighty, so I am in my car on my lunch break, so hopefully this looks okay and sounds okay. But I am about 30% of the way through the Cinnamon Bun bookstore, and it's really cute. I had some apprehensions about going into this one because I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one, but so far this one's been really cute. It does still have that weird dialogue formatting that for some reason just really grinds my gears, but that's more of a personal thing and not really a fault to the actual book. But so far it's been really cute. So in this one, we're following Hazel. She is one of the locals. Her dad is actually the mayor of Dream Harbor, and she is about to turn 30. She's 29, she turns 30 in 2 months, and she feels like she's missed out on all the fun and excitement of your 20s. So that she's tired of just doing everything safe, and so in an attempt to have some more fun, she's been spending her summer with Noah. He is a local fisherman, but he's not from Dream Harbor. He showed up a couple years ago. No one really knows a lot about him other than he's a nice guy, he's funny, and he exclusively dates tourists. It's been really cute. Hazel's been finding these random clues, is what they're calling it, in the bookstore that she works at, where it's random books that have different things highlighted in them, and so she's using those as prompts for things to do during the summer to have some more fun. And so far it's been really cute. I've been enjoying it, so I'm about 30% of the way through it, so we'll see what I think at the end. Hello! I just finished reading The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Lori Gilmore, and it was okay. It was super cute, but just not really compelling. I found myself getting kind of bored, and similar to the first one, this one, it's just a bit goofy, which isn't a bad thing. It just wasn't really a hit for me, so I'm thinking for this one, I'm gonna put it below This Summer Will Be Different. Alrighty, so that is it for part one of this video. I've had so much fun working on this video, so I'm really excited to keep going with this. So please make sure to subscribe so you can see the next 3 parts that'll be coming out in the next couple weeks. Have you guys read any of these books? If so, tell me below in the comments, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.